There's an event happening right now that's central to Trump and his lies and misinformation and disinformation, being hosted by Mike Lindell, who, again, on this channel, we've talked about as the absolute representation of Donald Trump and his conspiracies. And this meeting in South Dakota, guys, it's a 72-hour meeting ending in absolute disaster. I want to show you 3 clips and then come back and break them down a little bit.
Get to the receipts. Yesterday, kind of a good way to set the stage, a lot of interesting analysis, but we understand people want to see what's going on. If we have that clip right now, I think this is a mistake. I don't think they should play this movie again. I want to be brutally frank. I think there's so much work to get through the day. The movie was excellent. It was played yesterday. They played a number of times, and if that's just because they got to get people here and organize, that's one thing. But I think the film is not the film's terrific. It's a great, as a filmmaker, I tell you, they did a very good job. I think it's 15 minutes long, but I think it's now time to really get to the details.
Republican counties are being won by Trump, but by a much smaller number than projected. And then you have Philadelphia much closer and able to do its thing, because Rudy Giuliani will tell you Philadelphia is the kingpin of election fraud. But it wasn't possible without stuff like this.
What this judge just did in Washington, D.C. is shameful to our country. He obviously, somebody got to him or he's part of this. I'll call him out right now. The timing of this is absolutely, you can't make this up, everybody. You can't make this up.
So in that first clip, that's Steve Bannon, somebody who's been platforming Mike Lindell and his Trump-based lies for months now. And even he, live from this Trump cyber symposium with Mike Lindell, is saying that it's all a mistake how it's being done. That even if you do believe in the Trump-Lindell lies, the fact of the matter is no evidence is actually being provided at this symposium that will, 1, actually prove any of the claims, and 2, convince people that are not already in the cult. And so even if you are pro-conspiracy, you can objectively admit this event's a failure. But those last 2 clips I showed you are absolutely delicious. And we might get into the details later on today, but late last night, it was announced by a judge that the lawsuits against Lindell and Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, 3 prominent lawyers and spokespeople and supporters of Trump during and after the last election, who all lied about that election, are indeed eligible to be sued for more than $1 billion each. That they tried to have the case thrown out, but a judge said no, the defamation suit brought by voting companies, machine companies against you is valid, and so get ready to pay some big money because you're about to get walloped in a court of law. And this shows Mike Lindell crying about it, saying the judge is in on it, the judge is part of a conspiracy against me, and they're ruling right now to embarrass me live at my cyber symposium. And then 2, when it's announced, you can see him run off the stage. Lindell realizes that his life is ruined and he's running off the stage. This is the Trump moment. Trump doesn't need to be there for this to be Trump's event. This doesn't happen without Trump. Lindell is the main spokesperson for the Trump conspiracy movement. And so every bit of the embarrassment for Lindell here gets directly transposed to Trump. And I loved seeing it.